This video is about why it's a bad idea for dads to be setting goals or trying to improve themselves to become the man that their wife and children deserve. I don't know if you've seen this in the marketing for a lot of men's programs or men's retreats or men's coaches. I keep seeing this phrase and it's driving me a little bit crazy because in my experience, having that mindset is what I think ultimately dooms most men to actually fail at achieving those goals. I definitely know it did for me. My name's Hunter Davis and I'm a dad of 3 kids, and for years I found it maddening to keep struggling with the same goals over and over again. I would try and build muscle and then I'd be stuck with the same body. I would try to quit those online adult videos and then I'd keep watching them. I'd try to make progress paying off debt and then I wouldn't see the balance budge at all. And so I finally stopped trying to become the man that my wife and children deserved, and I took a different approach that has allowed me to finally start making much more consistent, sustainable progress on goals. And that's what I really craved for years. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. It's what I wish someone would have told me much, much earlier. It took me a little while after coming across this phrase, become the man that your wife and children deserve. I was like, immediately, it sounded a little off to me, a little wrong to me, and I wasn't sure why. One of the reasons I think that it rubbed me the wrong way, and I believe it's a path that doesn't end up ultimately working for dads, is because it fundamentally is orienting you towards making somebody else happy. It's making your goals, your motivation about somebody else. And in my line of work, I work with a lot of guys who struggle with what I call nice dad syndrome. So nice dads over here fundamentally are already preoccupied with making other people happy. Like that's the whole shtick. It's the whole thing that's keeping them stuck in the first place. And so when I hear that phrase and I think about, men starting a journey or going after something in their life with that as their motivation, I think it might be an okay way to get started. Like it might get you 4 or 6 weeks down the road. But when we talk about consistent, sustainable, long-term change, I think at the end of the day, that mindset is going to implode on itself at some point because it fails to address the fundamental thing that's causing you not to basically take care of yourself, which is at a fundamental level, guys with nice dad syndrome struggle with 3 main mindsets. The first mindset is that they're powerless. The second mindset is that they're defective. But the third mindset is basically that they're worthless. If you were to ask, how valuable are you as a person on a scale of 1 to 10, most guys who struggle with nice dad syndrome, they're going to rate themselves like a 1 or a 2 or a 3 on that scale. And so when we rate ourselves that low on the scale, we tend to treat ourselves and take care of ourselves in accordance with that belief. So think about some other things that are involved in our life that might be really high on that worth scale, something that we would think was really valuable. So let's picture like a new car. Like if you had a new car, where would that be on the value scale? For most people, it would be up here high, right? 7, 8, 9, 10. And so how hard would it be to take care of something that you felt was valuable? Washing that car comes pretty naturally. Taking that car in for routine maintenance and oil changes or whatever it needs probably comes pretty naturally, right? So other things in our lives, like for me, my kids, like keeping my kids fed and clothed comes pretty naturally. Isn't hard for me to do. Like I would go and scrub toilets to make sure that happened. For other men, I see, maybe your dog is really important to you. So I see certain men who maybe take care of their dog a little bit more attentively than their own wife or children. Because, it's like that phrase of like worth is in the eye of the beholder. I don't know if that's actually the phrase, but that being like, hey, what we see as valuable really depends on our context. So maybe it's your camping gear, maybe it's your grill, something in your life. Taking care of it probably comes pretty naturally because you feel like it's valuable. So when it comes to our struggle with achieving our goals or taking care of ourselves, we find ourselves consistently failing, not because we don't care about our wife and our kids and becoming the man that they deserve. But really, it's because we have this value problem, this worthiness problem at the fundamental level. And so basically, you'll keep taking care of yourself to the degree or the level that you value yourself. So if you don't see yourself as valuable, you'll probably have actions that align with that. So as I reflect on my own journey, I can definitely see that that was the case. And the mindset shift that I had to start making is eventually I had to get to the point that I was going to become the man that I deserved. Like I was going to become the man that I wanted to be, that I really wanted to love. And this might sound selfish on the outset, but you have, the famous line from Jesus, love each other's as you love yourself. There's this component of the beginning of actually caring for our kids and our families and the other people in our community actually starts at this fundamental level of how much are you willing to love and care for yourself? Because it's very difficult to go beyond that threshold. Now, if you're finding this video helpful and these concepts are resonating with you, then I think you should subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm very early in this journey. I'm not sure why you clicked on a video like this with so few views, but I'm glad you did and I'm glad you're here. And this YouTube channel is all about helping dads who are struggling with feeling stuck, they're feeling powerless or purposeless, distracted, and they want to move into more purpose and power. Then I invite you to subscribe to this channel because that's what I'm creating videos about every single week. And so if this concept is resonating with you and you're like, yes, I do want to move more into the place of understanding and orienting my life around becoming the man that I deserve, I have a simple challenge for you. It's to get out a piece of paper. You could do it on your phone, like you're probably holding your phone right now. But overall, right, pen and paper is best. And I want you to write this statement 5 times. So it starts with your name. So write your name is valuable and worth taking care of. So write that phrase. So for me, it would be Hunter Davis is valuable and worth taking care of. And when you write that the first time, I want you to pay attention to how does it feel? Like, do you feel like, yay, like happy inside? Or do you hear a voice talking to you that pops up that says, no, you're not because of this, or no, you're not because of that? And then do it a second time, then do it a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time, and just see how that feels in your body. Like, does it feel exciting? Does it feel wrong? Does it feel selfish? So what I'm imagining is going to happen for most of you is you'll have some sort of inner voice talk to you and tell you something. And when you interact with whatever that phrase is, whatever that, one of my clients calls it, this little bully on his shoulder, whatever that voice is saying to you, you now have a clue, a trailhead to work with here of what it is actually holding you back, because it's not becoming the man that your wife and children deserve. Like, it's not because you don't love them enough. Like, I think that's the belief a lot of dads have, is if I loved my children and my wife enough, I would just do this stuff. I'm such a screw up for not doing this stuff. And I don't think that's the case at all. I think you love them enormously. I think that your lack of follow through on certain things has nothing to do with your love and care for those people. It actually has way more to do with your love and care for yourself. So go ahead and do that exercise and see what comes up for you. And then the last piece is, if you want extra credit, if you want to start changing and shifting this belief, my favorite way to change a belief is to take an action in the opposition of that belief. So if you're someone who struggles with the belief that like, I'm not really worth much, I'm not really worth taking care of, what I'd encourage you to do is take an action that aligns with this idea that you are worth something and that you are worth taking care of. And my favorite example of this is for you to either schedule a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment. So if you haven't done either of those in the last 12 months, you go schedule that for yourself. Don't have your wife do it or somebody else. You do it. Go take the initiative for taking care of yourself in this kind of symbolic way and see how that feels. I think it's going to be a helpful thing for you to begin to rewire your brain and belief about this. So do not set out to become the man that your wife and children deserve. Go set out and become the man that you deserve, because I know that you are a good man and that you are capable of good things and building beautiful things in our world.